What's up, everybody? Welcome to SaveState. I'm your host, Landon Barton.
Landon, that's a little quiet.
Landon, you gotta speak up.
God. We've got to use that. That's got to be the intro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the SaveState. I'm your host, Landon Barton, and joined with me is Seth Duncan and Derek Owen. And we're a channel about all the things you love in nerd culture. Specifically today, we're talking about video games. We're talking about how, unfortunately, it seems like AAA publishers have been releasing nothing but broken games or really poor launch experiences. And that's going from Assassin's Creed Unity, the newest Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Drive Club had a horrendous launch. Halo Master Chief Collection is having some issues. Far Cry 4 is now coming out to having some issues. And so what is the deal with this? Why is this becoming such an issue, and especially with AAA huge games like Assassin's Creed and Halo? What is the deal here?
Personally, I think that it's coming from a lot of these publishers do annualized games with like sports games, NFL 2014, NBA 2K15, stuff like that. They're seeing
not everything on here is annual. The only one that's annualized is Assassin's Creed.
Well, okay, but let me get through it because I think they're seeing that, and they're seeing the profits that they're making off of that, and so they're thinking, okay, let's start launching these games as quickly as we can to these people. Assassin's Creed kind of annualized. I mean, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed are annualized.
Well, Assassin's Creed is now 2 games in 1 year. Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed Rogue launched on the same day.
You're right.
So you get those games that I think are starting, like the marketing departments are going, hey, we need to do Assassin's Creed like we do NBA 2K14 because these fools are paying $60, every year for this same game basically. So they're seeing that, and then when you're getting these big games that are doing it, other companies I think are maybe not putting in as much effort because they're trying to get their games out as fast as they can to time up with the other games that are launching. And then with the tiny little sprinkle of the fact that we can patch games now,
that's the biggest thing.
I think that's given them, like, you've had this like bubble of income from all these big annual games going on, and now since it's starting to kind of collapse a little bit, I think we're seeing that.
So to kind of break down a few of the specific issues here, number one, Assassin's Creed Unity is the most recent. It's one of the bigger issues here, where they have issues from frame rate to graphical and collision issues. People are falling through the ground, and you just can't get your character anymore. There's a lot of matchmaking issues, which seems to be the case for a lot of other games. There's issues with their online codes, with their in-game currency. But specifically, I want to show you guys a few photos because these are hilariously bad. But there's issues with faces being rendered, and it's so beyond creepy. So I gotta share this with you guys.
Oh my gosh.
That is what people are experiencing.
That's terrifying.
That's like just the eyes floating, like just the skin's not developed here, but the hair is there and the teeth is hanging out.
Nope.
Yep. And look, it's not even just
kiss
kiss scenes that are happening that way.
Oh, no, thank
Those
you.
eyes.
Just like piercing into your soul.
Look into my eyes when you're kissing.
Yeah. And then that one.
Oh god.
There's so much going on in that image, and I don't even understand.
Gosh.
So, while that's hilarious, and I love to share this with people, that is a major
Yeah,
issue.
you paid $60 for a game that has that issue.
Yeah. I mean, that's
looks good. I mean, the graphics are amazing.
The texture on the eyeballs is great.
Yeah. So there was a nice quote, I think it came from Polygon. They were like, so besides everything, it sounded like Unity had a really great launch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest factor in this is the fact that publishers think they can get away with it because people are still going to buy the game. That's why pre-ordering is so bad, because they know they're going to get your money even if the game is a piece.
Yeah.
And so they're like, let's just get this product to production as fast as possible. We'll patch everything in post.
Yeah.
So instead of fully testing and thoroughly testing their games, we get products like this where we're basically the beta testers for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's totally true. I think you hit the nail on the head with the pre-order issue. I think the more that this stuff happens, you're going to see pre-orders start to dip, and you're going to see a lot more people waiting for reviews. I jumped in on this week or last week. Target had a buy two get one free sale. I fully intended on having Assassin's Creed Unity to be on that list until I saw the reviews and I saw all of these issues. I passed on Assassin's Creed Unity. I ended up picking up an older game, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm enjoying the hell out of the game because it's a solid
Because it works.
game.
Because it's
It's
So-
Nintendo. They don't.
Well,
they know they can't get away with that stuff because they don't patch stuff
That's
yet.
my transition
Yeah.
to that is where does Nintendo stand in all this? Because Nintendo is far from all of these issues. A Nintendo game launches and it's spot on.
Well-
Question is what happens with Smash Bros. Because Smash Brothers
Oh, goodness.
does have an online component.
Oh, yeah,
Are they
sure.
going to have matchmaking issues? If the chosen one, Smash Brothers, has a poor launch, that's kind of a sad state for this industry.
I think Smash Bros. Might be all right. I think if anything, the issue would be because Nintendo doesn't have a whole bunch of experience dealing with their own servers because this is one of their first big games. I think Mario Kart might have been the first real big one.
Yeah.
So
Did you have a good experience with online with Mario Kart?
I didn't mess with it too much. No, I kind of suck at Mario Kart, so that
Okay.
didn't sound enjoyable to me.
My record with Mario Kart Online was it's been pretty good. Like
Okay.
it's not as solid of an experience as sometimes you might get out of a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, but it works, and I don't have anything to really complain about.
Yeah.
With it.
And I know we mentioned WoW on the list of the games with issues. I think out of all the ones that have come out in the last few weeks with issues, I think that one might be the most excusable because I feel like this happens with every Blizzard game. They never know exactly how many people are going to buy their games, and
Yeah.
every time they are blown away.
Well,
And also they got DDoS the night it came out.
Yeah, they got hit pretty hard
Yeah,
with that.
it was really bad.
I think I was actually going to use them as an example of Blizzard being the company that seems to do a really nice job of actually taking the time to polish their games. I mean, you can argue
because
that,
every release is like what 3 or 4 years between each other.
Yeah.
man, like Diablo, like 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but the
Diablo
thing is,
3 was unplayable for the first 3 days. Did you guys?
yeah,
you guys remember
that's
that?
true.
Yeah,
That's true. But like, you've got like when StarCraft 2 came out, like it was reasonable. I mean, it was a reasonable game and it played reasonably well. They still have the issues with the server sometimes getting that sorted out, but it's Blizzard. Sometimes they've got a crappy patch, that comes out and nobody wants to play it, and then they release something like Mist of Pandaria where you pull back like half the people that used to play, all of a sudden want to play again. And,
Well, some of the other games that were on this list is Call of Duty it's just now playable on PC, which
insane.
is terrible.
About 2 weeks. A little more than 2
There's
weeks
still,
now.
even on consoles, there's still some serious lag issues with their servers and their matchmaking. Halo Master Chief,
multiplayer is unplayable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the campaign is great, but
Yeah.
multiplayer is awful. Like, what does that factor in with reviews? That's such a weird.
I haven't seen a
experience.
review yet that mentioned it. I feel like they're just giving it a pass.
No, Polygon and IGN both made announcements where they're.
But it was still 9s out of 10s.
Yeah, well, and they're saying like this is our day one review of like hoping this will get fixed. If this does
Yeah.
not get fixed, we're going to also update our
Okay.
information. So they're pretty upfront about it, and I think something like Halo, that's something that is fixable, but it might not happen.
Still
if you
not
look
cool.
At,
I mean,
well,
it's
no,
fixable, but
for
that
sure.
just doesn't
Well,
give it a pass.
That goes to Drive Club. Drive Club has been released for a while. Drive Club's online services are completely unplayable. The standard single player experience is apparently a really good driving experience, but the matchmaking and the online experience, the network is completely broken. And so with something like that, and something with all of the serious issues that Assassin's Creed Unity has, how do these games make it to market like that? Like that's unbelievable and kind
Well-
of unexcusable for a consumer.
yeah.
Okay, I have a little theory on it. Unity is a complete wild card. I have no idea how that made it to production, but every other game seems to be having network issues. And when you beta test, you're not testing with millions of people unless you have a public beta.
Yes, that's true.
So when they
a
hook
good
up 2 Xboxes and they connect, like, oh, the network must be good. So I mean, I guess that might be. I mean, I'm taking a shot in the dark right here.
But
It's hard to extensively test network issues until you have the millions of people on. But the thing is, we haven't had an issue the last however many years of gaming. Why all of a sudden now is it an issue? There's
Well,
just as many gamers now
why
as there
don't
was
we-
then.
Let's send the Drive Club team to go have a conversation with the Destiny and Titanfall team because
Yeah,
they
there
had
we
a
go.
good, successful launch.
That's true.
Yeah.
So they were online only. So the only thing they had to test was network stuff.
But that also means like everything is focused around,
Yeah.
online. So I just don't understand.
I know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I still think it's completely awful.
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after this time period because I don't think we've ever seen this many games come out with this many problems, all kind of
It's
in
like
one
6
clump.
games in a
Yeah.
month.
Weird.
And
Yeah.
so
there's more broken games in the last 2 months than there has been working games.
I mean, we're doing a podcast over it now. There's dozens of articles out there about this sort of thing, and it's like, I mean, it's a big deal, and people are starting to realize this. And so I'm wondering how that backlash is going to happen. Or on the flip side, are the big publishers going to be like, we still made a crap ton of money, so
Well,
Who cares?
Ubisoft has made an announcement. They've acknowledged the fact that, sorry,
Yeah.
we screwed this up, and
No kidding.
and they've listed all of the issues that they've come across from all the stuff that we've listed earlier in the podcast, and they've put it in a priority list of like number one, they're trying to fix their main antagonist Arno from just falling through the ground and just like.
Seems
There
like
he
a good
goes,
fix.
you know.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Bye.
And also, like, I guess people are getting caught inside the hay carts when you do the swan dive into
Oh
it, and
my
you're just
gosh,
like
you're
swan
stuck.
dive and you're done.
Just watching the hay cart for
There
an
it
hour.
is.
Yeah.
So that's on the top of their priority list, and then they kind of break it down past there. And they also provided a few.
How do you break something that's been a staple since the very first game?
Well,
Hay carts has been since the first Assassin's Creed, and now all of a sudden they're broken.
That's a good point. Like,
Come
did they
on.
not use the same? I'm just gonna throw this out real quick. It's not really related to the broken games, but like if the police or the whatever were trying to catch
The police?
no, not the police.
If the FBI gets
guards were
involved
trying to
into
catch
this,
no.
Exactly.
If the guards were trying to catch the assassin, why would they not put spikes in all the hay carts?
for sure. Yeah.
Like,
By
because that
now,
would you just
by
kill
now.
it. It'd be,
I mean, it's going through history. It's going chronologically. They've learned by now,
They
right?
should have.
There's
Like-
textbooks somewhere
Yeah.
that say put spikes in the mine carts.
Yeah.
Guaranteed kill. 10 out of 10.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna play that game, I'm pretty sure somebody would kill themselves if they dove into just
Okay.
a
hay
haystack.
cart. No, that's probably true. That's true.
Well, hay has come a long way. It's a lot thinner than it used to be.
That's true. It's been upgraded.
Climate change.
There we
Oh,
go.
man.
Thanks, climate change. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Anyways,
Oh, this just went way off base.
thanks, Seth.
Sorry.
This is your fault.
All
It
about
is.
the police.
So I do think that it'll be interesting to see what happens because I mean these guys are still making their money and then I mean that kind of brings us into the embargoes that's going on, like the review embargoes and how that's starting to see some shift too and some change in how they're doing them.
Yeah, that's almost a whole other discussion. But yeah, the embargoes thing needs to change, and I think with certain instances where if there's an embargo into the game's release, I think that there's a problem there. But yeah, that's a whole.
Well, I mean,
that's a can of worms of
right,
discussion right there.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely, but it just it kind of points that direction as a little bit of a like, hey, hold up. It seems like they know.
Well, I think
they know something's up.
I think the embargoes will be fixed once people starts to transition their philosophy in purchasing games to wait for reviews.
Yeah.
If we can cut back consumers from doing day one pre-orders and pickups, which is also going to have to transition the product to rather than it's like if you pre-order this game, you get all this added content. There's all these incentives to pre-order games, but a lot of times if you pre-order a game and you buy it day one, you've got a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You run that risk. It's the same thing with buying day one hardware, buying a PlayStation 4 on launch. Like you're taking risks on this product. So
Right.
part of that is yes on you, but part of it also is if these embargoes get fixed, reviews come out early, people know what to kind of expect.
Right.
Because this was supposed to be a kind of a joyous holiday season. Like this is when all of the games
This
are
is
coming
when your
out.
new
Right.
next-gen console's probably going to be worth it.
This is
Right.
this is what the you had to deal with the drought through the summer. Every single year there's a drought in summer title releases.
Climate
and you get to
Climate change.
and then you get to this point and there's supposed to be all these great games out and it's supposed to
Yeah.
your holiday season it's supposed to be really hard for you to kind of pick your games and now it's even harder because all these games have so many issues.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Makes sense.
so there you have it. A bunch of broken games, all of them AAA releases. Apparently, indie games are seeming to be okay with this issue. So let us know. Did you guys pick up Assassin's Creed Unity? Did you notice any of these weird issues
Did you
with some
fall
of this?
through the
The
world?
Yeah.
faceless people.
Yeah, the faceless people. I want to hear everybody's experiences with the faceless.
Have you gotten to play Master Chief Collection online yet? I want to know.
So you can come to your
I'm-
house.
Almost a weekend. I'm up to 5 games.
Yeah. So there you have it. Let us know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.